Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to episode of my F1 Road to Glory series for 2019, season number 2 at the Spanish Grand Prix today. Last time out, we found out our car is very much built out of paper and PVA glue. And oh, what on earth was that crash? The front wing, obviously amazing build quality here at Williams, has just, what's the word? Fallen off. And perhaps our engineering staff are even eating some of that glue whilst they're working back at the factory, because yet again we are met with another failure of the R&D development. Engine power failed. We've got a completed front downforce. That was, I want to point out, that was the one we fixed from last episode. So that was always going to be guaranteed completed for this episode. So if you think about it, the only new upgrade we actually bought last episode for this one has failed. And so yet again, the team, even after we're making some good performances, getting some good results, they're not really rewarding us for that hard work we're putting in on a Sunday every single weekend. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse for us ahead of the race weekend, I'm here to tell you it can, because we've got full rain ahead for qualifying. So I can't wait to get my oars out. I really can't. I'm actually surprised the FI let us enter this Williams car into the championship, because it is very much half and half a boat and a car. But unfortunately, it's not a good kind of boat. It's one of those boats with a hole in the hull that lets water through. And so going to qualifying, I'm not confident. I can't lie, lads. I'm not confident. So with the really slow R&D performance, then updating you guys of where we really are in the standings and in terms of where we are in making progress to getting to the front, it's not looking great. You know, we're just keeping up pace with Alfa Romeo. Both of us though are catching the mid pack slowly but surely, but it's not really where I want to be, honestly. I thought we needed to make strides. And season 1 was the first season where you try and get anything you can, any kind of results. This season we're trying to build on what we did last year, which is trying to, establish ourselves as a proper midfield team. Even if we're not there on paper, the team can try and rally and become a midfield team outright just by the performances we're doing, which we kind of are already. Obviously, we've had 2 mega points hauls and then 2 not so much points hauls, but it's not going to really matter too much if later down the line we can't perform if we're just not there on paper. But alas, for now, we're just going to have to continue with our job and try and do the best job we can, but it's not looking pretty. I mean, look how much rain is falling right now on Saturday. We're already lost time into turn 1, the rear end sliding about and the car having no sense of turning whatsoever. As I turn the wheel, the force feedback just doesn't want to respond really, and you can see in the distance Verstappen bolting away. His ghost is pretty much not even visible at this point. It may as well just be a shadow in the distance, and I'm P20. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be slower than Kubica as well, because this car is just so bad that I can't drive it in the wet, in the full wet. It is just horrendous. We go off there. That was the actual racing line I had to take that corner properly. There was no way I could take it any earlier. And so we go across the line, and it's going to be our worst qualifying for a long, long time. 2.9 off the pace. Kubica's 2.2, so, he's still over 2 seconds off the pace there. So our car in general is just very, very slow, but obviously a bad day in the office for myself. Yeah, I think that's what they call depression. Sunday comes though, and it is sunny skies. So let's look forward to this one. We can still have a good result here at the Spanish Grand Prix. No rain today on Sunday race day, and so going forward with an aggressive mindset for the race ahead. Obviously anything could happen ahead of us. Hopefully they do happen ahead of us, like they do a lot of the time in this series, and we can try and gain some free positions. But in terms of the strategy today, I'm going to go against what I said previously. We're actually going to start on the harder compound tire. No. I know I said, no, that tire is horrendous. It feels horrendous on the Williams. But I think for this scenario, last place, Spanish GP, I think on lower fuel, the faster tire at the end of the race will come in clutch for us this time round. It's a track it is difficult to overtake at times. A lot of dirty air can come into play in the long, higher speed corners, and so potentially we might not even make a lot of moves, even if we did start on the soft tires at the start of this GP. So going to start on the mediums, try and see what we can do, hopefully not lose too much time to the cars ahead of us, and then gain back on the soft tires. So here we go then to 5 red lights to the Spanish Grand Prix, and we're underway, and it's actually initially a good start, but then the tyre difference comes into play. The traction just doesn't come in the later gears, and so Giovinazzi is able to waltz away from us there. Kubica on the inside there. We're going to try and see what we do on the outside as we shake around the steering wheel, trying to just hustle and harry some space here on the inside of Giovinazzi. Get on the curb a little bit there. We're going to try and go around the outside there, but I forget I'm not in Fernando Alonso's Ferrari of 2013, and I can't make a stupendous overtake on the outside. Instead, we're slow, and we have to duck it to the inside instead and try and force awesome move on Kubica and Lance Stroll. We're 3 wide now with our teammate and the Canadian. We just making it though, so actually in the end of it, it's actually a pretty darn sweet move there as we're up into P17 of the Spanish Grand Prix, which it's just, that sounds miles away from where we were before, doesn't it? It's not nice. But we're not always going to be in those lofty positions. We've got to remember where we are, which car we're driving. You know, sometimes we all get lucky. Sometimes there'll be tracks like Baku that suit our car, and then there'll be tracks like this, the Spanish Grand Prix, where we are just fighting for maybe the wooden spoon potentially, or the last points paying position. We've got to keep it going, but as we try and overtake Grosjean, the rear end snaps out. Grosjean went defensive. I tried to have a look on the outside there. The rear end just goes walkies to like Portugal or something, just into the next country along, and so Kubica's overtaken us very, very easily there. So now the first major task in this race then, after lap number 1, is going to be trying to re-overtake our teammate there. So at the moment, things are already not going our way. Out-qualified by Kubica on Saturday, and right now he's out-racing us. Of course, he is on the faster compound tyre, but still, I would have thought I would be able to keep that position once I got it on lap number 1, but lost it straight away in Sector 3. So we have to go and chase after him once again, but also at the same time, being wary of setting ourselves up for the rest of the race there in non-ERS at the moment. Probably should have bumped it back up to hot lap mode, especially after that mistake I had on the curbing, catching my front left tyre. And so Lance Stroll sends one down the inside. I've stupidly not put it in hot lap mode still. I'm still in none, and so Stroll just gets past me there. So at the moment, I've just fallen asleep, and this is frankly the assessment of the race at the moment.
That's not gone well. Sorry. Sorry, that's gone badly wrong.
We have got to slap ourselves awake in the cockpit here. To the next lap, number 3. I'm not having this. We can't be overtaken and outraced by Lance Stroll and Kubica. They might be on the soft tar, yes, but that's not it. That just can't be it. We're better than this. We've got to get back into this Grand Prix. So here we go now. DRS open, and we make a outrageous dive down the inside there. It's almost like I thought I was in the Mercedes car for my vanilla career mode. And so we're up into P18. It worked out there, squeezed out the Canadian, and now we have a go at Robert Kubica. The rocket ship of our car comes through. We've moved to the left-hand side. He's defenseless here on the outside for turn 1. Kubica actually puts up a fight, you know, actually surprised that. And so we're neck and neck, side by side, and we have to go very wide to try and squeeze him out there, up into P17, but some fantastic little bit of racing there between us two Williams cars. And you know what? If the team just pan and crop the TV camera correctly, they could try and blag this fight as being for P1 and P2, you know, for some good PR. But now as we move on towards lap number 7, we've been chasing after Romain Grosjean, and we're finally finding some pace. Of course, the cars ahead of us, their tyres are going off now, the soft tyre, and we're finally finding our groove after we got past the mental block, I feel, of Kubica and Stroll. We fake to right, we go to left. It's very undramatic, to be honest, but we're going to try and make the move stick anyways. We're down the inside. We have to wrestle the car through, but we're up into P15 then, and we're making moves now, and I feel this is the time now where the strategy comes into play. These tyres are now better than the cars around us, and also at the same time then, as soon as we strap on the soft tyres, those tyres will be better again than the cars around us. And this is where the strategy comes into play. We may be down on the count a little bit, but we will come back through, and I feel like we can get towards some good points in the GP. But at the moment now, lap number 8, we're chasing after Danica Fiat. We're into P8 actually, so I don't know. I think this is the aim, to kind of finish up in around P8 or something like that once the strategy comes into play. Although right now the engine is overheating a little bit. Now that's not actually probably due to the rich mix and being being behind the hot, dirty air of the cars ahead of us. It's honestly probably just a cooling issue of the team, to be honest. I mean, I don't think I actually understand that. You can't just put ice on an engine, guys. It doesn't work like that. The virtual safety car, though, is going to be called out as we go up the hill then, and that is going to make things very, very tasty indeed, because we're only maybe about 4 laps away from our first pit stop onto those soft tyres. So I thought, whilst we're here, you know, we're quite close to the pit lane. We're going to be close enough where we'll be under virtual safety car as I come in. So we're going to make an early stop. It's a gamble, but we've got to try and roll the dice. When you're in the Williams car, you've got to make big plays, and you've got to risk it for a chocolate biscuit. So we've come down the pit lane. You can see the virtual safety car is ending, but it's still at the moment. Everyone's still going at this slower pace around the circuit, as am I, down the pit lane. So you can see we are gaining a bit of advantage here, pitting under it, even if it is only for about maybe a grand total of 15 seconds. So here we come now. It's green flags, but we're going to come out alongside Verstappen, who goes into turn 1, but we were nowhere near Verstappen before, and we come out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. So it has worked. Our plan has worked. We've already overtaken some people as we come through now on towards lap number 10, as many purple sectors being set by many people, including myself as well, on the last sector. Here we come. We're up into P10 now, and we're going to try and get a bit of a tiny toe off Lando Norris. We're going to send it around the outside, try and catch him off guard as he comes out of the pit lane, and we're up into P9 of the GP. So we were before in around P13, P14, you know, and now we've jumped ourselves all the way up to P9. This strategy's worked out a masterclass already, and hopefully will only get better as we're on the soft tyre, of course, now compared to these medium runners. And up ahead of us directly, this is, I think, Carlos Sainz fighting Alexander Albon in the Mercedes, and Verstappen is watching by. But these three cars are holding each other up, fighting this much. You can see now Sainz gets overtaken by Verstappen then, and so Sainz is susceptible. Remember, we're in a fight with McLaren. They are the next team that are trying to take this P4 away from us in the constructors, but not today. We're going to go for the move on Carlos Sainz and try and overtake him. We've already got his teammate. We're a little bit on the grass there as Carlos Sainz squeezes us off as we go down the inside for turn one. Can't get it. We'll try to switch it to the outside there, but then my confidence gets the better of me. I forget I'm in a Williams car, and the rear end goes snap, and we have to take to some very interesting racing lines, I must say, to try and keep it in a straight line and keep the acceleration going. Lando Norris has now jumped us here. Desperation comes in. The red mist descends, and we're just going to send it to the inside of Lando Norris there. I really don't want to lose this position. We fought so hard, and I'm going to be so depressed if we don't get P9. Can we just please let me get it, Lando? We tried to overtake Carlos Sainz. It's not worked out. It's done the opposite. We shouldn't have tried to overtake him. Why did we think we could actually overtake a McLaren legitly? The only reason I took Norris was because he was coming out the pit lane very, very slow, and so now I have to work my arse off to go very defensive and try and remain in this P9. So once again, like Bahrain, we're probably going to have to work very hard for only measly points here today as we move on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. It's not even Norris now, it's Raikkonen in the racing point that's going to come charging with DRS. He's going to come at a rate of knots on the outside there, and we go defensive and just about block him off, but we go deep into turn one, nearly off circuit. Raikkonen around the outside there. We're going to have to lift off a little bit because the car doesn't have the downforce to go flat out here, even on this low fuel, but we just about managed to hang it through. Raikkonen can't get it done, and so we live to fight for another day. And so once again, I'm left just out of breath pretty much in terms of how hard I've had to work, and it's only going to be for 2 championship points, but look at the tyres there. So that is a real gamble I took. One more lap, and we would definitely be in danger in the 80% region for the left front or left rear to go pop, basically, and have a puncture there. So Charles Leclerc wins the Spanish Grand Prix, but we're going to come home in P9. To be fair, remember, though, we came back from last place on the grid. So to be fair, I think that is a noble effort there. It's an okay result. 2 points in the bag. We'll have to take it.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And for a second there, I thought that was Jeff reacting to my result at Azerbaijan last episode. I can't lie, I almost thought so.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle getting through the traffic, Claire, but, you know, this car, it's like a ballet dancer. Not a very good one, but one that's maybe had an injury, is not really fully fit, but is nonetheless trying.
You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you?
I've talked about the expectations being low, but to be honest now, the only thing that can stop me is an immovable object, and Williams, that's actually the front door to the HQ, so that's actually quite easy to do.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So another really stressful GP, worked my socks off, and we get 2 points there. We go down the order, of course, in the Drivers' Championship. That's to be expected, but we're still in the top 10, which is obviously the aim as we did that in Season 1. Constructors, we remain ahead of McLaren. They do catch up to us, of course, because Carlos Sainz actually went on to overtake Albon and get some more points there, but we're still, for now, up in P4, so we'll take that. Monaco next. The driver makes a difference there. We could have a good one, hopefully, and try and get some points back on McLaren and maintain that P4. But I feel like this is going to be a very long, strung-out P4 battle the entire season, you know. But after this episode, then we have enough resource points to go ahead and repurchase that engine upgrade. So that will definitely come in for Monaco. But we're going to go ahead. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I just keep, you know, putting faith in the team of, okay, let's get another upgrade then going. And so we'll go ahead and purchase a weight redistribution. I can't wait for that one to fail at Monaco. I really can't. I'm gonna use this exact audio clip next episode when we do meet the screen and it is failed. I'm telling you now, future aarava, you're using this clip. I know you are, because it's just true. The part's gonna fail, isn't it? But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the episode, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you are new around here to subscribe for weekly full-on content, I've been around for home just today. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.